Hello, everyone. Welcome to Big COC Energy. I'm Zraitor, your keeper. Our offering for episode 16 is Miss Dews, part 1 from Chaosium's Keeper Screen Pack. This will be a 2-episode scenario. Starring EeiddKlabe as Eddie Lurch Kelly, a gaunt-looking and tough gangster who only looks out for himself and his own. Starring Songofbird as Uncle Ruby Collins, a sailor who operates booze cruises out of Kingsport and is always after more ways to feed her ambitions. Starring Eerie Lunarose as Keiran the Hat Murphy, a charming and always well-dressed sociopath who would do anything to get to the top. Introducing PLC5 as Marty Pug O'Conner, a large brute who enforces the mob's will a little too effectively at times. October 1922. The events of the scenario concern Sticky Jack Fulton, a wayward thief, who the investigators are sent after by their boss, Mordecai the Hammer O'Leary, to collect Jack's outstanding dues for the crimes he has recently committed. It's the morning of Thursday, October 26, 1922, and the investigators have been summoned to the office of Mordecai the Hammer O'Leary on South French Hill Street in the French Hill District. O'Leary works out of the back office of Hogan's Bakery, which acts as a front to his illegal dealings. O'Leary himself is a mean-looking, thin-faced Irish American. As you all enter, he is seated behind his desk, and he's reading today's newspaper. Apart from a mug of coffee, the only other item on the desk is an old claw hammer. Behind O'Leary, to his right, Nails O'Keefe leans against the back wall. There's a long silence and a pause as he sits there reading, completely ignoring all of your existence. Then after a bit, he folds that newspaper, he puts it down on his desk, and he looks up at everyone. So I would like to do the introductions now. Uncle Ruby Collins, introduce yourself, please.
Ruby is a stout woman. It's October, so she's dressed in like a gray trench coat, like a loose shirt, as well as a tie, and pair of pair of baggy pants. She's wearing she's wearing a new pair of wingtips too. She's got a fedora. It's kind of cocked at a rakish angle. Her mouth right now is a thin straight line drawn across her face. There's a there's a scar on her chin. Looks like she got it in a knife fight many years ago. Her hands are in the pockets of her trench coat, and she's looking at. Her eyes are darting between Hammer and Nails, waiting for them to acknowledge her.
Okay, and Eddie Lurch Kelly, please introduce yourself.
Eddie Lurch Kelly is a gaunt individual. He's got a very kind of sharp, angular, like bones below his eyes and things that kind of add to the elongated appearance. High cheekbone type situation, and he looks like he's definitely seen his fair share of fights. Little cauliflower ear, but he's not physically like very imposing or muscular, and he's not particularly tall, but he kind of appears it just because of how thin he is. You'd guess that he's a bit taller than he actually is. But his profession is safe cracking, and he doesn't miss an opportunity to bring that up.
Okay, and Karen the Hat Murphy, please introduce yourself.
So Keiran is a short man with a little mousy face, dressed in a super sharp suit. His eyes are darting around the room. He's wearing a smile that looks fixed on and doesn't reach his beady eyes, and might be a little bit nervous, but he's trying not to show it.
And finally, Marty Pug O'Conner, please introduce yourself.
Marty is he's pretty big and imposing, and a man of few words. He looks like a boxer. His crooked nose, cauliflower ears, and curly blonde hair. He's not really into like, he doesn't like to shake the boat. He likes to follow orders, and because he always thinks that, hey, there's probably people who have better ideas than me, bigger brains than me, and it's best to do they say. And he likes to execute, and rather than think and talk a lot. And in this room, he's kind of glum because he know that he really screwed up and he doesn't like to. He likes to always do a good job. So he's kind of a little bit unhappy.
All right, as O'Leary is done scanning all of your faces, he begins to speak. Well, well, well. See what the cat's dragged in. Ah, don't look so scared. I just want a word with you, that's all. Mr. the Hat Murphy, so glad you could make it. I'm pleased you decided to stick around. I mean, losing a truckload of hooch like you did? Surprised you didn't hightail it off to Dunwich to hide out in the sticks. But no, not you. Is that Uncle Ruby I see? You want to be grabbing clientele and booze from our city? You best be part of doing this favor for me, or you might find both yourself and your boat at the bottom of the river. Oh, and who's this? Mr. O'Connor? What were you thinking? I only said to scare the fellow, not blow his brains out, you damn goon. Such a mess you made of that poor shopkeeper. Now I'm the one who's got to clean it up. But before I miss anyone out, we're honored to have one of the Kelly twins with us, Scourge of Arkham. Since when was it okay to rob the Arkham First Bank without my permission? If you're gonna do it, at least actually steal something. And he kind of sighs, collects himself, and says, You wouldn't believe the palms I've had to grease to keep your little adventures off the books. I should whack you all. And he slams down his fist on his claw hammer on his desk. After his namesake, of course. But I'm a reasonable man. I tell you what, you do me this little job, perhaps I forget about the big problems you've caused me. What do you say? Have you heard of Sticky Jack? He's a small-time thief, a freelancer who keeps to himself. See, me and Jack, we got an understanding. He don't pull nothing without my say-so. And when he does, he makes a prompt contribution to our benevolent fund, if you catch my drift. Well, a little bird tells me that Jack got offered a choice job, that some new player in town would reward our Jack handsomely if he could do 3 lifts in one night. Agreed. It's the downfall of lesser men. Jack got greedy, and he forgot to apprise me of the situation. Out he goes into the night and pulls these 3 lifts. One from the university library, one from the university museum, and one from the home of some professor. That was a week ago, and no one's seen hide nor hair of Jack since the jobs were pulled. Perhaps he's lying low, perhaps he skipped town. I just don't know. All I know is that he owes me. No one pulls jobs around here without giving me my cut. I want to know what he stole, who this new player who hired him is, and I want my money. I want answers. If you can't get my money, at least get the things he stole. You've got to the end of the week. Now get out. And he waves you all out after he's finished speaking.
Yeah, right away, boss.
Yes, boss.
He picks up his newspaper. He's already ignoring you.
Eddie slips out of the room as quickly as possible, and gives kind of a muttering under his breath apology, sort of under some of the other people as they're speaking, and tips his hat and tries to slip out of there. He's not hiding his embarrassment particularly well.
Ruby kind of clasps her hands together in front of her. She says, "Don't worry, we'll find the smug." And she kind of shuffles out of the room.
All right, you've all been more or less dumped unceremoniously in the streets of Arkham. What is your plan to investigate? And do you speak among yourselves?
Uncle Ruby will look to the others, and I guess, does she recognize any of them? She operates out of Kingsport. She mostly does like booze cruises. She works with like rum runners and such.
I would say Eddie, Marty, and Kiri probably are more or less co-workers in a sense, as they all work for in the Arkham mob scene. You are a separate person, so you probably do not know these people.
Yeah, she's kind of in that case, she's gonna like light up a cigarette and then just kind of look to the others, and she's gonna say, "Well, as long as we're in Arkham, might have to lean on you all a bit.
Yeah, it
This isn't
sounds like
exactly my home territory. I got pulled into this crap."
we got saddled with you, I think. So what do you bring to the table?
She kind of takes a puff and nods, and she says that she's got a fine boat, and she's a brawler.
Hey,
Could come in handy.
it's true. Got a rough crowd that we run with, and anybody who wants to compete is going to be rough too. We can try talking. We'll talk to some people. try to find out something, but that might lead to fisticuffs. So if they don't like my words, maybe I stand behind you.
She kind of nods. She says, he's gonna give us a week, but between all of us, we could do it in a couple days. Find the smoke.
Yeah, you can't have disappeared off the face of the earth, right? You gotta be holed up somewhere.
I just hope we don't have to go out west to the hills.
Yeah, I hope not either. My shoes don't exactly they weren't exactly made for hiking. I don't know very many people who get by without, knowing how to throw the old 1-2. So I think it's safe to say that we've all been in a scrap. I think this one, unfortunately, I mean, I don't really have much of a skill set for talking to people and playing nice. But what I can tell you is when it comes to theft, I know a thing or two about bypassing security. So maybe we could at least take a look at the scenes. I kind of want to get started tonight. I don't know if y'all are up to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is our time.
Yeah. What did you say? The library, museum, and what was the third one?
It was the professor's home, right? Wasn't that it?
All right, so where first?
Yes, if you have any ideas, I'll take them. Otherwise, I will begin prompting.
So basically, we know he stole something. We don't know what it is. Personally, I don't like libraries and museums.
Well, I mean, maybe. Did he say he stole something from the library or?
Yeah, they
Break
were
them
free lifts. Stole stuff.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder. Maybe we could find out what book it was. I mean, they're probably related. They're probably related items. Maybe the book was information about the thing he stole from the museum or something.
I didn't get it. What 3 lifts?
Yeah, he stole 3 things. Boss either
3
wants
things.
money or the 3 things.
Okay, we don't know. Okay.
That's assuming he hasn't delivered them yet. If he has, we got to get the money.
Yeah, that part will be easy. I kind of hope he's already fenced the stuff.
So, Keeper, quick question.
Yep.
We would know him if we saw him, right? Like if we just passed him on the street, we'd be like, "Hey, you," right?
Let's wait for someone to ask. I'll take it's pretty clear to you Sticky Jack is a small-time person, but I'll take an education roll to see if he's in your knowledge somewhere. These are all criminals. Sure. Knowledge roll is your education.
Yeah, so that's a hard success actually.
All right, and the two, I guess Eddie and Marty are rolling physical dice. Can you roll your education value,
Indeed.
which is a knowledge roll?
I did not pass. I got an 80 over 45.
Okay.
A second, I'm looking for education. Yeah, I did not pass. 53 out of 20.
87 over 50. Uncle Ruby she just shakes her head. Says,
It would make sense. You wouldn't know him as you're not from here.
yeah. What the hell would I know about some nobody from Arkham?
Okay, so I guess it was
That's
Keiran
fair.
succeeded.
Well, I would know him if I saw him.
Yeah, you've heard the name, but you're just not super aware of him. You know that he's a cat burglar. Sometimes he hangs out at Sycamore's, which is a speakeasy in the lower south side. I would say you've probably never met him. As I said, he's pretty small time. Just a cat burglar is doing things on the side for O'Leary and paying his little tribute when he has to.
Okay, yeah, I'll let them know.
Okay.
But we could try there. Might be easier to track the man rather than 3 different things. It's a place to start if nothing else.
I could use a drink anyway.
Yeah. We got dressed down. Seems like a good way to start the night. Or a terrible way. We'll see. So
All right.
we head to the speakeasy.
All right, we'll head down to south side to the Sycamores. It is a speakeasy for like low class clientele, I guess we'll say. It's usually full of petty criminals, thugs, and low-ranking gangsters, and you all stand before it. It is it is in the back of a flower shop, and you have to proceed down into the cellar. We'll say it's around 10 a.m.
we go down, give the knock or whatever they need? I assume we would know it.
Yep, a little slit doesn't open the door and close, then you are invited inside. And we'll say it's not too busy right now. It is 10 a.m.
Maybe we can talk to the bartender. Uh, they usually know who comes in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a man there. You see him. He sees you all walk up, gives you raises an eyebrow. It's a bit early, isn't it, fellas?
Well, not with the day we're having. Why don't
Ah,
you hit me with something good?
all right. He pours the tap and gives you a. I don't even know what they would serve, to be honest. Forgot to look that up, but passes over alcohol to you.
Well, it is Arkham, so maybe it's moonshine from the hills. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he'll knock that back. Slap some money on the bar with like a generous tip for the drink. And be like, we're trying to find a friend of ours. We're a little upset because we think he might be in some trouble.
See, and who's his friend?
Well, they call him Sticky Jack on the street, but I don't know if you'd know his name. He's not real big into anything, but he might have gotten in over his head.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Jack. I haven't seen him in about a month though.
Really? Oh, he hadn't been in here lately?
Nope. I
Well, maybe
would.
his getting in over his head started a little earlier than we thought.
Hmm. Well, I would suggest you would come back later tonight and speak to the spider.
Oh, you just mean he isn't a day drinker. You always work this shift, the daytime?
Well, it kind of looks around. You're not really working. I'm just pouring because you're paying.
Well, whatever keeps you in the business, eh?
Hey, money's money any time of the day.
So yeah, good advice, good advice. We'll talk to the night guy. Um, you heard anything weird lately? What's the word? I don't usually come this early, so maybe you hear something different than I hear.
No, I gotta say it's been fairly quiet in Arkham.
Oh, that's a good week, eh?
I guess Arkham's having a better week than you guys.
Hmm. Yeah, well, when you're trying to look after somebody and they ain't around to be looked after. All right, well, if you hear anything, if I see you again, let me know, right?
Of course, no problem.
Yeah, he's gonna just
Okay.
wander off and try and, like see if the others want to try and talk to anyone. Gonna kind of listen to the chatter. There's not gonna be much of it because it's the daytime, but just take a listen around before just leave.
Yeah, it's fairly empty in there. Just a few people. They were probably all listening in on that conversation.
I'll
Nobody's.
clock who's in there. Is it anyone I recognize?
It is just apart from the people who work there, it's just a bunch of low-ranking gangsters that probably are fairly nameless to you.
Okay. But if I can clock them as gangsters, do I feel like it's likely they'd be our boys?
Your boys in what way?
Well, working for the same boss.
Oh, yes, this is pretty much where all the
Yeah, 'cause I
low
would think that this
ranking.
would be like our place.
It's frequented by a lot of
Yeah.
O'Leary's men. So
If
what is
this
our
is
next idea as we're waiting for Spider later in the evening?
Yeah, if this is our drinking hole, do I know that like Spider is a bartender or like the person running the place? Would I know this?
His name, yes, you would know that. His name is Vince the Spider. He's just another gangster. Though I guess he has a name, he's a little more important than the others.
Well, it's 10 a.m. This would be a good time to check out the library, museum, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I heard both the library and the museum. Which one?
Well, what kind of museum is it, first off?
It is the Miskatonic University Museum. It's an exhibit museum. It's just found off of West College Street.
So Ruby's gonna like kind of turn together. Is this museum? Is it like a art museum?
I don't know. I don't usually go to museums. If it's at the university, it's probably pretty dry academic stuff, right? I mean, here's the thing. We might actually be able to get a better idea of what's missing going to a museum where everything's supposed to be looked at, as opposed to a library where God only knows what book it was, and then we'd have to like try poking around to find out, right?
That was my thoughts.
Yeah.
Also, I know a little bit about art because my sweetheart, she's an artist.
Oh, okay. That could be useful. Well,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It'd be easier to pick out something missing as opposed to a bunch of book numbers. Spent most of my time trying to get out of school, so I don't know much about libraries and book learning.
Yep, sure. It's good with me.
okay. Museum it is.
All right, we make our way to the Miskatonic University Museum. As I said, it's on West College Street, off the main campus square, and it is open. You see a sign that says it is open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., so you're right there. It's fine. I guess you would just all enter without any issues or do anything before that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just probably just try to walk in, try to minimize any interaction, try not to use any sort of cover story. Just wait until someone stops me.
Yep, it is open to the public. I guess some people might be giving you side eyes because you all probably are wearing like, the typical gangster outfit with the suit and the fedora. Except for, of course, Ruby, but
Yeah.
Mine's a nice fancy suit, though.
yeah, you got 80 appearance on that character. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know
It's not a
why.
good looking dude.
Like, but yet they say, mousy face.
Yeah, I guess he's a good looking mouse. I
Hard.
don't know.
Oh, mice are cute.
They didn't say rat, so
That's
that's
true.
where
Yeah.
my brain would go.
Yeah, maybe got a baby face.
Aw, I'm the cutie.
All right, as you walk
Well,
through among,
Ruby
sorry, go
usually
ahead.
stands out because um most women in the 20s didn't dress like men.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people probably clock her as a man at first. Like she's got her hair slicked back, she's got a fedora. She's kind of got a loose blue shirt to like kind of so it's not really apparent that she's got breasts. But yeah, like sometimes she gets sometimes she gets hassled for that, but she's usually pretty good at shutting them up.
All right, as you walk through, among the exhibits are dinosaur skeletons, fossils, geological samples, and dioramas of early Miskatonic life, from primitive man to early settler life. If you're still looking around, you would see a scene that shows Miskatonic natives around a fire with a witch doctor performing some kind of ceremony. And around the dioramas are lines of display cases. Each are showing a wide range of artifacts. As you continue along, it doesn't take you much longer to find that one that used to hold a dagger is now missing.
Huh, look, there you go. Looks like there's something missing right here. There's a little plaque,
That's what I would go for too.
a knife. I'm a fan of knives.
Uh, Karen wants to read the plaque and see if there's any sort of like description or history of the piece.
There are two display cards. The first reads, Native dagger believed to have been used by medicine man for communing with spirits. Found in 1867 on the shores of the Miskatonic River. And the second reads, Exhibit missing due to recent theft. Please contact the front desk if you have any information pertaining to the whereabouts of the item.
Well, that confirms it.
Hmm.
That's a stolen piece right there. Uh, well, I mean, I guess we could lay low and just kind of head on over to the library, or we can ask about it. Problem with asking about it is we put faces to the idea that somebody's looking for this thing.
Yeah, I don't think that we necessarily want to do that. Bring heat to the boss. Not if we don't have to. Of course, if, we find this thing, maybe we find out if there's a reward for it. Boss would probably be happier than with money than some old dagger that he'd have to fence. So that's a thought for later, but only if we find the thing.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna keep wandering around a little bit. 5 minutes. He pulls out a pocket watch, opens it up, looks at it, and closes it up. Holds it for a moment before replacing it into his pocket. And goes, "That way, it looks like we're just browsing."
But yeah, I want to go see those dinosaurs again.
All right, you all wander around taking in the museum, looking probably very out of place.
Not fair. I'm a man of learning.
Um, Ruby's gonna like kind of look at the dinosaur display and just shake her head. Just like, how do they know what they look like? I'm thinking of some bones.
There's no dinosaurs in the Bible. I'll tell you that much.
She just kind of chuckles at that.
I don't know. I hear there's some really smart people that can tell all kinds of things just from the shape of your skull. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what they say. That is not a class I ever took.
Phrenology 101.
Was a thing back then.
Alrighty, let's kick this joint.
Yeah, I feel very edified. How about you,
Oh.
Eddie? You feel edified?
I'm not sure what that word means. I can tell you this place is putting me to sleep though, and I'm sure the library is going to be worse. But I guess we should probably head on over. Maybe we can figure out if there was any professors here researching that thing. It might lead us to kind of the office of the guy or the home of the guy. That's the third location, right? I don't know where he lives, so
Yeah. I got a
Yeah,
thought.
let's read up on this dagger, I guess.
Yeah, we can look for books about, Native American artifacts and things from the area.
yeah, whatever that the little figures, the little dollies or whatever those things, the natives, he'd probably call them Indians, the Indians,
Mm.
maybe some books on them might mention that. The whole display seems to be dead people stuff.
Yeah, and then if we see that there's a book missing in that section, then I guess we'd know what book, right?
Yeah, maybe. Anyone else got any other ideas? Pug.
Just if we visit other places and understand what is missing from each, maybe in aggregate we can get an idea of who the buyer might be.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm not too hopeful we're gonna find this sticky Jim guy. To be honest, he's missing a month. I'm surprised he got a month before he put this little team together.
Well, again, maybe he just doesn't day drink. We might get a different word from the spider tonight.
Well, I mean, O'Connor. What was his name? O'Connell.
Pug?
O'Connor. The boss was that. What was the boss?
O'Leary.
Mordecai the Hammer
Well,
O'Leary.
yeah. So I'd be like, didn't Mordecai say he was in the wind?
Yeah. But the thefts were recent, right? I don't know how recent is, I suppose, but he had to have been in town to do them, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought that was recent too until we talked to the bartender.
Well, not everybody likes a morning tipple. What can I say?
Fair enough. I suppose we should hold off on that until we at least talk to Spider.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anyone want to do anything before we get up on out of here?
Ooh, does the display say anything about who was researching it or what department of the university was researching it?
Oh, the dagger? Or
Yep.
I would
Who the
say
display
you
was
just
put
saw those
together
two.
by? Yeah.
It just had those two display just two display cards that I'd read.
Okay. Yeah, nothing else I can think of.
So here's a thought as we're heading over to the library here. If it's not easily apparent to us what book is missing, like maybe from the history section on Indians from this area, there's another way we can find out probably. If something's stolen, that was important, they're gonna have a record somewhere. Somebody could try to sneak into library offices. Somebody else could try and distract whoever might be, working the reference desk or whatever, right? So,
Ruby kind of nods and says, I like where you're going with this.
yeah, it's a good, I feel like that's a good backup plan if it's not, easy for us to figure out. Because it could be
I'm
that,
gonna be honest with you, boys. I've got no idea what the hell a Dewey Decimal System is.
I don't rightly understand that either. It's got something to do with numbers that equate to books, and I don't know how that works. That said, they got section names, right? So we could give a browse, and then one of us can talk to a librarian, and somebody else can try to get information another way.
Hmm. I could talk to the librarian maybe.
Yeah, it's probably for the best I don't do it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm no good at it either.
Like
Just
Pug,
figured it's just good to hash this out before we go in there.
yeah, maybe me and Pug can check out the door, see if there was any signs of. I mean, they said he was a cat burglar, but see if he actually went in at night. See if the lock's been tampered with. I could also maybe check windows and so forth. But it's also possible he walked in here during opening hours and walked right out with the thing he wanted. You never know.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of them fancy books they don't let you check out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe we should check the reference section where you can't just take it home with you. Ask if they have a rare books room too if we're talking to a librarian. Hey, Ruby.
Yeah, maybe you can find one on the history of riverboating or something like that. Something you know. I was growing up. I was always told keep your lies as close to the truth as possible.
Yeah.
Ruby kind of takes it all in, nods. She says, "I'll think of something."
All right, well, let's see what's what.
All right, I'm gonna stop at the door because I'm interested in checking out the security just for any potential signs of burglary that maybe someone with my skill set might notice. Um, I know the very very basic idea of lockpicking, and sometimes tumblers and things will have a false. They'll get snagged up, and they'll have kind of a false catch, and that's what people use to sort of unlock it. So I kind of want to see if I can maybe stealthily poke around inside the lock and just feel if anything had signs of being picked, because I would imagine all the tumblers would be in the correct position.
As you start to look at the door, you do see the left of the. Look, when you went to the library, of course, you would have to walk up to the stairs to get here, and there's a giant mastiff there that wakes as you go near the door, and you hear it growling. We should answer any questions about security.
There you go. Easy there, Fido. Just a locksmith.
And yes, you can roll your locksmith to use your knowledge on that.
Sweet. Awesome. I got an 11 under 70, which is an extreme success.
Yep, the front door to the library was in no way tampered with.
Awesome. Did I happen to notice if this place has a lot of windows, or is it stained glass, stuff that doesn't open?
Yeah, it's just windows all around the building. And there's a library with need light in there.
All right. I would also meander around and look at those from inside the building while the other characters are doing things. Simply looking for signs of entry.
Mm-hmm. Because that would be a roll as well. Perhaps spot hidden.
Alrighty. I can definitely do that. Oh man, I got a 70 over 45.
Okay. Eddie's
I could
wandering around. Go ahead, sorry.
give it a try as well. See if
You may.
any signs of break-in. Oh yeah, failed as well. 61 out of 30.
Nope, two of you are wandering around. You didn't see it on your own.
So as Keiran walks in, I think what he's gonna be looking for is if I was a cat burglar, how would I do this given what I'm seeing of a building? Trying to think that through, as opposed to looking for the actual signs. Because if he was really good, maybe he would leave a lot of evidence we could see easily. But how would I do this if I were Sticky Jack?
You would have to figure out where your item you were trying to steal is. Then you'd have to figure out a way to get in there, either the front door or the window and climb into. And of course, you have no idea what he stole, so I can't give you any information on that.
True. Okay. Yeah, so he'll head to whatever the the local history section is and just kind of browse through there first off.
This would be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Well, I'm gonna look specifically for books about, history of the area and then Native American history of the area and
Ah,
see if there's anything that is missing. Now that could just be checked out, but like that would be the first step. So,
I have to call for a library use.
okay, that's gonna be just wonderful for him. Ah, that's a miss.
Okay, no, you wander around and you're not able to determine if anything has been checked out. It is a huge library. There are books crammed into all the shelves. Arkham is full of history, both good and bad, as you would, even as a gangster would know.
I think Ruby is going to just kind of do around on the shelves, just trying to get a feel for the place, and also looking for something that might be something that might be, I don't know, it might be stolen. Maybe maybe like Keiran did.
All right, that would be library use if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a try, even though even though my library roll sucks. She's um she's definitely moving around through the library. I'm thinking
Yep.
that she doesn't even end up in the she doesn't even get to the history section, I think. She's just gonna shake her head and say, God damn books. She's gonna go over to the reference desk now and try to bother the reference librarian about books about sea navigation, things like that.
I can,
And make it a now I'm kind of bluffing so that I'm to create like a distraction. Um so I don't
well,
know how you
there's
want to do this. I have a pretty good navigate skill and
you wanted to talk to the desk clerk, is what you were saying, right?
yeah, talk to the desk clerk.
Yeah,
I'm
there is a
thinking,
woman who's been behind the desk. She's probably been watching you all wander around.
yeah, I'm gonna kind of explain to her that I'm a sailor and that I want to know more about going out further into at sea and like about the area and such and um just kind of she's just gonna kind of say honestly a friend told me to come here try to find some navigation books but I'm like a I feel like I'm chasing my own tail here.
Oh, well, how exciting. You're a sailor. What's that like?
Oh, I love it.
Is it dangerous out there? I would be afraid.
It's not for everybody, honey, but once you get the sail and once you get a good wind in your sail and you're headed out there you just feel like you're flying.
Well, we're full of books on the ocean, on sailing, got everything here. Or specifically are you looking for?
Stuff about wind, stuff about currents, um, tides. The Kingsport Library, she just kind of shrugs, says, "Not much there."
Yeah, I guess there wouldn't be any reason to steal things from there either, would there?
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Ah, and she looks around. She says, "Well, as long as my supervisor isn't working, or is looking, yeah, we had a theft here last Tuesday night. Can you believe that?"
Hmm.
Well, yeah, we can get you your book on winds and all that, and we'll just say she points one out to you other things. I really wouldn't know what to give you in real life, but
Yeah. Last last Tuesday, huh? Do you know what they made off with?
yeah, it was a she kind of conspiratorially lists there's an ancient Greek scroll from the rare books section.
Ruby kind of nods and says, "Well, I guess it makes sense. There's probably people around here who'd pay a lot of money for something like that."
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. She smiles.
No, would you?
Hey, can I come selling you sometimes? I think that would be exciting.
Well, um, let me give you one of my cards. I usually do charters, parties. You know what I mean?
No, no, I don't know what you
Trips
mean.
out to international waters where certain laws don't apply.
But laws always apply.
I'll just think on it. And she hands the librarian a business card.
She pockets it, and you hear from the corner so and yell, "Lucy, get over here!" And then Lucy gets up and shuffles away into an office somewhere, leaving you standing there alone with your information from the gossip.
Well, I'm definitely going to share it with others, but I I guess we still have some other people who are gonna be doing other things, so I want to get to them first.
Well, I imagine that conversation was happening as they were all looking around.
Okay.
Could kind of
Yeah.
condense it all.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna tell them about the Greek scroll then.
Okay. So you all convene and she's brought you this information.
Last Tuesday, huh? I guess that narrows down the time frame a bit.
Man, good work. I thought you
Um,
were the talkie type.
she shrugs. Got lucky, I guess. I found a library clerk who thinks about more things than the inside of books.
Excellent. Well, I guess we could try and figure out how he did it, but do we need to? We know the item's not here. We know when he took it. We know kind of what it was. How does that relate to a Native American dagger, though?
Some
Not
collector,
sure.
maybe some collector that likes ancient things.
Yeah.
Might have been on a mission to get specific things. Those are my thoughts.
You want to go and look at the space where the stolen item was? It might be some information about it.
Yeah, so what does the access to the rare room look like, Keeper? Do you have to like check in or
That is
lock
on
up?
the second floor of the library. It's behind a steel door. It's very high security, and it pretty much says no access unless you have the credentials.
Oh, so somehow you got through that door.
Yeah, that's very strange. I mean, if I had to guess myself, it's almost like the guy walked in here, but I mean, if he came in during open hours, I suppose the only thing you'd have to break into would be the vault there. You think there's any chance we could talk our way in there?
Hmm. Maybe it's something we can come back to.
We
It's
could.
still
If that librarian's sweet on you, maybe we could use it to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seemed keen on joining one of your voyages. Maybe you could give her a discount or something.
I'm curious. Is this the only way in? There's no like see-throughness to the rare book room door, Keeper. Like it's not like glass partly or anything.
No, I think the guys were on the right track earlier. The only other way would be to climb up and get through the window in the back.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. As maybe there's a window that goes
They just
directly to
weren't able
the
to
rare
confirm
book.
that through their skills, that's all.
Gotcha. Well, regardless, we probably wouldn't be able to get in the way he did, so that doesn't help us. We wanted to know specifically what it was. Yeah, I mean, we could come back later if we need to.
So is an option if we need to, we could try to get in through the window, uh, possibly after dark.
If you'll indulge me a little bit, I'd like to at least go around the back of the building and just take a look at it, see if I see anything. Um, how I would approach a second story window from the outside. I mean, cat burglary is not really my thing, but I mean, maybe I can at least get an insight into the guy's method. Might inform us for the next phase of this little operation here.
Yeah, look for signs of break-in.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to look to see if there's like any like holes drilled where pegs may have been put, or like any like signs of a rope maybe being tied to something. Keep in mind this is not really my specialty
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
lock picking guy, but I'm just trying to think if there's anything like, oh, there's a lattice right there, like dude climbed
Yeah,
right up there. Uh,
convenient drain pipe.
Basic stuff like that. Yeah.
No, the window's not very high up. It's only second story. However, it would have been very difficult. So this cat burger clearly has some climbing skills.
Is it like a stone building where you could potentially like free climb it?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll assume that's what he did.
This is still not something like he would just casually attempt. He knew what he was doing. He's good.
He put points in climb.
Yes, he's the rare climb investigator.
The climbing investigator. That's awesome.
um. Ruby just looks at like the stonework. He's like, sure as hell couldn't fit my pudgy fingers in there.
Yeah. Well, maybe your fingers aren't sticky enough. He might have
Oh,
used some.
so that's why he's called Stick.
He might have used some kind of tools. For all I know, he could have had an inside man. I mean, that's not normally how cat burglary works. But I'm just saying, maybe he prepared, threw himself a rope out the window, or I mean, I don't know enough about the guy. I mean, for a small timer, I mean, he's clearly got some skills. 3 jobs in a night.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot
it's making me
a lot of
think that
loose lips in
somebody.
that library.
Yeah, I wanted to.
You could have somebody on the inside, wittingly or unwittingly.
Oh, yeah,
Make,
yeah.
makes me think it's almost like just like a blitz. The person never intended to come back to Arkham. They just maybe grabbed what they thought was nice. I don't know if there's any connection there, but maybe it was just high value items, and and then they're off. They might not be in Massachusetts anymore,
Might have been on a mission from
or a
some
luxury
big
cruise.
shot out of town. Wanted 3 specific things in 3 specific places. Set him up, got him. Now he's set up somewhere with all his money. God, hope that prick doesn't sink my boat. We got to figure something out.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
So,
So, Keeper, did we know if it was all happened on the same night?
Yep, 3 lifts in one night. That's what he was saying. He was being very greedy.
Very strange. He disappeared for a month, and now he comes back. 3 items that I don't see the value of. But do y'all want to see the professor's home?
Yeah, I just don't know how I would get to that information.
Yes, for
I'm trying to think like,
clarification, you don't know where the home is yet.
what would my angle be? I don't know who I'm looking for or where their home is. So that's what I'm trying to piece together. Is like,
Do you want to roll intelligence?
I could roll int. Let's see what we got. I got a 60, so oh no, 89.
Nope.
I think my thought is,
Mhm.
do we have any cops who are sent to our little operation that I could just ask a casual question to and be like, hey, we think the guy that did this wasn't cool, and maybe we'd like to help you with it. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, since you came up with that, I will allow you to have a bent officer that you may contact.
All right.
Bent campus cop.
Yeah, that would probably be a lot easier than actual city cop. So yeah, campus security guy.
Yeah, you've got 80 appearance. Why the hell not?
Oh yeah,
You charm some cop.
yeah. So Karen goes and finds the officer friendly who is actually friendly to us campus. Like, hey, we had something was stolen from one of your professors. Is that true?
Yeah. Why are you looking into this?
Well, it happened on O'Leary's turf, and we're not cool with that, my dude. So,
I see. Yeah, Professor Stanley David had his home broken into.
yeah, that's not okay. That was not authorized by us. Okay, you
Hmm.
just know that.
I wouldn't know nothing about that anyways. It's authorized there.
Of course, yeah. You don't know nothing, but yeah, we're gonna look into that. Is that would he be okay if somebody came and talked to him and was like, "Hey, you okay?"
Well, I don't think anybody wants 4 gangsters coming up and talking to them.
No, just me, just
Just you. Hmm. I mean, you
little
can
old
you can
me.
try it. You can try it. It's up to you. If you're looking for information, this was a crime. You could have checked the newspapers, you know? You didn't have to come to me.
Do they put little small time break-ins at professors' houses in the newspaper for
Well,
everybody to read?
those guys always need something to talk about in those papers. They gotta keep it going.
I guess I really should be reading the newspaper then, eh? All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Reading is fundamental, I've heard.
so they say. I'd rather talk to people. It's more fun.
It is, yeah. And
Okay.
while we're talking, and he kind of puts his fingers out. I do know a little about it, and
Oh yeah. Gotta keep the officers keeping the peace.
that's right. We all working together, no one has to get hurt.
Yep. He'll slip him a tip for his service.
We'll just say it was $2. Yeah, And he gives you the address. It is on West Pickman Street. And he told you about the newspaper tip.
Ah, Pickman Street, home of many an artist. All
I know Medicaid.
right. Yeah. So, like, okay, I got an address. You want to go check it out?
I guess Ruby might volunteer to go to the newspaper while someone else goes and talks to the professor.
Right, as Arkhamites, you would know that there are two newspapers, the Arkham Gazette and the Advertiser.
I guess Ruby could go to the advertiser.
Okay.
Does one of you boys want to go check the other newspaper?
Well, the thought that I had was maybe I find out if he's here today, and then maybe I stop by his house, before he's there. Maybe I can get a little lay of the land.
I'm not too good at reading, but research. So I was saying I could go with Lurch and Lurch, are you good at talking to people?
A little bit better at robbing them blind, but I mean, I can make a conversation happen. It's just I don't know what I'm gonna tell the guy. I mean, it's clear I'm connected.
I got a thought. How's about this? So I walk with you boys over to his house. If he's there, I distract him, I talk to him. If he's not there, I go back to campus and I find him and I talk to him. You guys can take a look at the place. See what you can see.
Great.
There you go, Hat. That's thinking. You must have a big brain under there.
What my mama gave me.
All right. You would distract them and we'll go around back.
Yeah, if he's there.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we'll
that's it.
check it out.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey Ruby, where you gonna meet up with us?
Um,
I hear they got a
Guess
cafe
by the time
here
we're
on
done,
campus.
guess by the time we're done here, we're gonna have to get some lunch.
Yeah.
What do you-
How far away are the newspapers from? It's Arkham, so it's not huge, right?
Probably take about an hour to hit both the newspapers. Won't be any penalty. I guess I'll just say she'll be taken away while you guys are doing that.
So I hear they got a little cafe here on campus. We can always meet there.
Works for me. Or would we want something off of campus? Four of us sitting around a table on campus might look a little funny.
Yeah, we can go to the diner.
Yeah, maybe the dean's got some gambling debts.
Mhm.
All right, well, here's a place that we go for actual food and booze. And I'll give her the address of like some local haunt of O'Leary's boys.
Right on.
We'll meet you there in a little bit. Whoever's there first, we'll just wait for the others.
Works for me. Good luck.
Alright, the group splits off into two. Do we want to go to the house first, or do we want to check out the newspapers first? Let you guys decide.
You all can go to the house first.
Okay. Eddie, Marty, and Keiran go to the house on West Pickman Street. There are a row of detached houses that sit upon the city block. I believe they're one block down from the university campus, and you're standing in front of it. And unlike the others, that it's not a public building. You can't just walk in. It's private residence. What is the plan?
Yeah, so Karen's gonna go up to the door and knock on it, and he'll tell the boys to like hang back so that they're not immediately like, hello, here with me if he's home.
Yeah, I think we'll be down in the corner, maybe having a cigarette.
Yep.
There is no reply.
So when he doesn't get an answer to the knock, he'll kind of like try and look in if there's a window. If it looks like anybody's home, or it looks just kind of dark, but just casual like.
Just casual like? Is that stealth or just casual like?
It's more about the attitude. I'm not trying to
Okay,
not be
yeah.
seen, but I'm just trying to be like, hey, I'm not trying to break into this place. I'm just looking for my professor friend to talk to him.
Yeah, you look through a couple windows. It appears to be empty in there.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go, walking back to the corner and be like, I don't think he's home. Nobody answered. Looks dark inside.
All right,
Well,
perfect.
looks like it's time for me to use my particular set of skills. I'm gonna roll on over to that door.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'm gonna give it a test, see if it's unlocked. And then if it is locked, obviously, pick time.
Yep, it's of course locked.
I'm gonna stand in front, try to block any people from seeing what he's doing.
So instead of seeing a picklock, they just see a giant gangster standing on the porch. All right, you roll that
I got a
picklock.
71 over 70. I'd like to spend that luck. I'd like to spend that luck to make it a 70.
Yep, you almost think you have the rare fail, but nope, it just pops right into place for you. And the door opens.
Okay, yeah, let's duck in before anybody sees.
All right, the professor has a modest home. Yeah, just as you would think. You see books in school, school books. They have all the material you would think is in there.
I'm gonna start searching around to see if there's anything obviously missing, like a gap in a bookcase or something like that.
Yep, that would be a spot hidden.
I'm so bad. 97 out of 30.
I believe that is a fumble.
Yeah.
Okay, and I did make a secret roll that you guys failed. Anyways, so you see anyone who's hanging back sees a neighbor poking their head in the door. Can I help you guys? What are you doing? It's maybe a man in his 40s.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. I know that you might be a little taken aback. I'm looking for the professor. He was supposed to meet me. It looks like he's not here. We have an arrangement. I'm a PI. His home was broken into. I'm sure you know all about it. We're supposed to be investigating the situation, and we're waiting for him.
But did he leave his door unlocked?
No, he gave me a key.
He gave you a key? That sounds like something you would do for a friend. I've never seen you guys before.
Like I said, private investigator. He doesn't know us personally until he hired us.
Private investigators. Well, if you were private investigators, you know he's gonna be at work on the campus.
Yeah, like I said, we had a meeting time. No worries about it. What I don't want to do is I don't want to give you too much information. No offense. I don't know if you're a cat burglar. So I got to keep it under the hat. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I guess this will be a fast talk to see how this went over. So you can see him twitching. He's about to run, and he's probably gonna bring the cops, as you gangster would do.
I got a 71 over 5.
Number 5, yeah.
Um, I'm gonna grab him.
Okay, you grab the van.
Okay, let me try to not what if I try to intimidate him? So, hey, we read RPIs, and you better not go telling anybody because the professor's gonna be real mad. Oh my god. Should I try to intimidate?
Yeah, I'll take it intimidate.
Okay.
You grab this man, I guess by the shoulder, maybe, as you said this. This fear starts to grab in his eyes.
I have a 51 out of 40, but I think I'm gonna spend the luck because I don't want the attention.
Okay,
Could I spend it? I'll spend 11 to make a success.
you may go ahead, and you see the fear in his eyes, and it's like, all right, I didn't see nothing. You guys are PIs, sure. And he makes his way out and back to wherever he came from.
Oh, great. I didn't have to kill anybody.
Yes, it's probably the scene of you blowing that guy's head off with your sawed-off shotgun comes to mind again.
Okay, I'll close the door. Hopefully, we don't have any more visitors.
If my sister was here, I assure you, his brains would have been all over that Persian rug. No questions asked. I mean, I had half the mind to gut him myself. The problem is, I don't know if he's got a wife and kids over there who are going to pop their heads over, wondering where he went. And then I got to, kidnap 2 kids? I'm not about it. Too much heat for me. Speaking of heat, we should probably get the fuck out of here. I do want to check his study, though. Maybe he's got something in the secretary drawers that I might want to get my hands on. Oh, sweet. I got a 14 under 45, which is a hard success.
Great.
Yes, you do go through looking for all the secrets, and you see a mess of papers, you see everything. I'm gonna say, unfortunately, you have no idea what you're looking for, and it doesn't appear like any obvious high value thing has been stolen.
All right. How about locks? what I'm thinking a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
One, he might keep that thing on him. Also, he might have like a bourbon stash.
So you kind of just say, heck with it. I'm looking for bourbon though.
I just want to look and see if he has any drawers that are locked, because locked indicates value to me.
Yeah, maybe there's you got a hard set. There's a little hidden compartment. It is what would you call it? His desk area, his main desk area.
Sweet. I
His
pop that
study.
open, and I'd like to see what's in there.
Yeah, just a little secret flask of alcohol in there.
Alrighty. I pick it up, crack it open, take a swig of that.
Mm-hmm. Some nice little
And then-
moonshine, the legal moonshine that he has in his study.
Pug, and I wiggle the flask at him.
Yeah, I'll take a swig as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, in fairness, you don't know what you're looking for. Nothing obvious has been stolen, so you're probably done here for now. He did tell you that the guy you intimidated told you you're working at the campus right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
go ahead
another
and
avenue you can explore.
recap that, toss that back in the drawer, close it up, try to reset that lock, and then just get on out of there. Hat brim low, because we kind of fucked up.
And Keiran, where were you during all this? Sorry, I forgot about
So
you.
yeah, because
Apologize.
that was the plan. Was like I was just gonna go back to campus. So
Okay, so you
I
walked
would have
away.
intervened.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
People-
Just double checking, and then
Yeah, so I'm going to find the professor. He said it was Stanley, was it David?
Stanley David, yeah. All right, then we will move over to Ruby. We will just say you've moved to the Arkham Advertiser.
Okay. Ruby walks into the front, and she goes up to tries to find someone who looks like they might be able to answer some questions.
Yeah, say it's a there's a front desk, somebody standing there you can talk to. Probably is, they greet people like you asking questions.
All right. She will walk over.
It'll be a young man, maybe 20, 25, something like that, looking up at you,
Let's
taking
say,
in your
hello there. Won't waste too much of your time. You seen anything? The Wednesday morning post had some information about some break-ins, some stories about break-ins. Any way I could speak to the reporter who broke the stories?
I don't know about that, but you could probably look through the back issues. That wouldn't really be an issue.
Sure, back issues. Take a look at those first.
All right, he leaves and maybe you wait around 10, 15 minutes. Then he brings you, hopefully, so this will be handouts. I don't know if you want to read them later or now. It's up to you. And I think just for the sake of brevity, I will condense it and say that he has the other ones too. So it's really just going to be repeated the same scene.
Okay.
There's that one, that one. There's 3 in total. Yes, he hands you 3 newspaper articles. He says, will that be all, ma'am? And he kind of pauses when he says ma'am, taking in your outfit.
Well, that'll be all for now, but you might be seeing more of me later. She slides a crisp $1 bill to him and walks out.
You immediately
Get the
pockets it. Thanks you. All right. And we have Keiran going to the campus. I want to move the time up to 1. So you've returned, Keiran, to the university campus. You've heard Professor Stanley Davis works there. That's the information you're working off of.
Yeah, so Kieran's gonna try and look for his office, wherever the professors, the teachers' buildings are. He's gonna kind of just wander through and look for Professor David. He's gonna start in history because he figures it's something like history or anthropology, considering the Native American and Greek thus far.
All right, you walk around and say that you find an office that says Professor Stanley David on it.
Yeah, he'll give it a knock, see if he's in.
And it opens and you see Professor Stanley Davis. Yeah, he's a portly man in his 60s. He has a large beard and you see he has a huge glasses on his face, and maybe he lowers them as he looks at you and says, yes, can I help you?
Oh, hey, you're Professor David, right?
Yeah, that's me. That's what it says on the door.
It's nice to meet you. My name's Keiran. I work for a local interest who is real sad to hear about you getting burglarized.
Well, I'm
Uh,
real sad about it too, believe me.
yeah, that's not all right.
It's not all
Um,
right, no.
what did they steal anything from you, or was it just a break-in, or what? It's not okay.
Well, that's the strange thing. The only thing they stole from my place was a translation of a Greek scroll I was working on. I don't know why anyone would want that. It's useless.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just doing it as an exercise, to practice my Greek and my mathematics. The scroll has the value. I don't understand why this would happen.
what was the scroll? Like what was it about?
Oh, that's the problem. I was so confused by the stuff on this scroll. Some of it was gibberish. There was weird chanting on it. I guess I don't know a better way to say it. There was nonsensical symbiology. There was strange geometry. There was some saying that said, "He who dwells at the heart, infinite at all." It was just nonsense. But like I said, it was good Greek practice for me.
So it wasn't that you couldn't translate the Greek that was on the page. It was that what you translated wasn't making sense to you. Is that
Yeah, it was.
yeah?
It wasn't gibberish, but it was next to gibberish.
Okay. Well, it must have been of value to somebody, but you don't know who, huh?
Well, I mean, it was all gobbledygook. Do you believe people can travel crazy distances just by stepping through doors that they've created through mathematical formulas? It's nonsense. Who would want this?
Oh, so that's what it was about?
Yeah, it's just fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, that sounds really handy, right?
Well,
But
sure, who doesn't want to teleport? But that's not even in the realm of reality that we understand.
okay, yeah. So somebody believes that maybe this is real, you think maybe?
No, sir, there's no way this is real.
No, but somebody believes that, maybe a crazy person. So we're looking for a crazy person.
Oh, yes, you're looking for a crazy person, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, but it's not of any value to you. Do you feel safe? You okay?
Oh yeah, I feel great.
All right. Okay. We just want to make sure, like we keep an eye you know, on our public, our people.
Yeah, you know what? You're a pretty nice guy. I do appreciate taking interest. I did make a sketch, but this is all that remains. I'm not gonna
Oh,
let you
hey,
take
yeah.
it though. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I'll take a look. Let me see what I'm looking for here.
Here you go. And he ruffles through some papers on his desk, and he brings this out, which I won't make you read that because I already read part of it anyways. Yeah, you see a sketch. You see all this weird stuff. Some of the things I already said.
Oh, that's some strange stuff. Yeah. The vessel must be whole. Weird. Okay.
Isn't it? What does any of this mean? I mean, I'm an educated man. I promise you, this is nothing. This is false.
Well, you would know better than I, but it definitely looks weird to me. Okay, well, we'll just try and make sure this doesn't happen again. We want everybody to be, secure in themselves here.
Hey, who'd you say you worked for?
Oh, just, local interests.
Oh,
Businessmen who take care of the community.
oh, that's mighty kind of you.
Yeah, I'm just the guy on the ground doing the legwork, but making sure that everybody's okay. So, yeah, that's good to know, but it seems like it's probably nothing you have to worry about. Yeah.
All right, well, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks for the information and take care.
Yep. Have a nice day, wherever you are. Shuts the door behind you as you exit.
Yeah, he'll try and like make some approximation of that to show to the others in his little notebook as he turns away.
All right.
Write down some of those words he said. I have something to show them. Yes. And then just go to where it's gonna meet up with everybody.
Yep, it would be time to meet up. You're all meeting up somewhere to eat. I think you decided it was somewhere quiet that O'Leary has.
Yeah.
Okay, Ruby's sitting there with back issues of the papers. She's got a coffee. She's probably I don't know what she's eating. Probably like a Reuben or something. She's just kind of got the paper spread out over the table, but as she sees you all approaching, she kind of consolidates them.
Yep, I'm gonna come in and meet everybody at the diner as well and order some food and coffee.
Um, Eddie will also enter along with Pug, and he'll look around and be like, "Huh, My cousin Frank loves this place.
So, looks like you found some stuff for me.
Yeah, we'll share information. Just like we were super thorough, but that there was nothing obvious missing from the professor's house.
Yeah, I mean, I looked around. I mean, it's hard to tell. I had no idea what I was looking for. Um, when I went into his let's say his let's say the hidden compartment in his secretary, I was able to, I was trying to see if there's anything of value that he might have kept hidden away. It doesn't appear as though the man's very, let's say he's a law-abiding citizen, and of finding firearms or illicit substances or anything that could use to, blackmail a guy. A nosy neighbor came over though. I thought we were going to have to put him in a box, but well, I should say Pug scared a little sense into him.
Yeah, we have any trouble with it. He had that bought a liquor though, and I'm sure the school wouldn't like to know that one of their professors is drinking.
Ruby kind of laughs and says, I get a lot of professors on my booze cruises. Let me tell you, I think they're all in on it.
Yeah, I feel like isn't
Anyway.
everybody drinking?
Anyway, she shuffles the papers. She's like, didn't have too many adventures myself. They just walked in. They gave me what I needed. This is from the advertiser. Are you all good if I read the handouts now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the Arkham Advertiser article, Wednesday, October 19th, 1922. Double theft. A shocking double robbery occurred last night at the Miskatonic University, with both the library and museum being broken into and rare artifacts stolen. Police and university authorities believe the thefts to have taken place between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. However, no word has come forth on whether the two robberies are connected. Archibald Pringler, spokesman for the vice principal's office, confirmed that an ancient Greek scroll was missing from the library and that a Native American dagger was also missing from the museum. Both items are said to hold great academic significance, yet little financial value. Okay, and the second one's from the Arkham Gazette. It says ancient dagger stolen from Tuesday, October 18th, 1922. University staff are today shocked at the discovery of a break-in at the campus museum. Last night, a thief stole into the building, took one of the exhibits, a dagger believed to be of Native American origin. The dagger has been on display as part of the History of the Miskatonic Region exhibit, which has excited many young school children with its wide array of fascinating pieces for the last 12 months. The dagger is one of the few artifacts pertaining to Arkham's tribal heritage. Dr. August Perplinsky, noted local historian, commented that the dagger is a rare example of a shamanistic ritual tool, probably used by a tribal witch doctor to help them journey into the spirit realm. In a bizarre and unexpected twist, the Arkham Police Department confirmed that a second theft also took place at the campus last night. Across the campus square, the library building's rare book collection was ransacked. So far, officials have only been able to confirm the theft of one item from the library, an ancient scroll written in Greek concerning mathematical formulae. Mr. Pringler, spokesperson for the university, confirmed there's a award of $100 has been posted for anyone providing information leading to the capture of the thieves and return of the stolen items. Police have requested anyone with information come forward. This is also from the Arkham Gazette. This is from Wednesday, October 19th. Arkham police are investigating a break-in at the residence of one of Miskatonic University's leading professors. Home of Professor Stanley David was broken into last night, with the culprit entering the professor's study and making off with a number of papers the professor was working on. I just don't understand why anybody would want these papers, said Professor David. It's just a translation of an ancient text I'm working on, no financial value. Perhaps this hapless thief mistook the papers for something else. Well, I'll get a shock when he reads them, laughed the professor. Police are asking anybody who might have been about South Garrison Street last night between midnight and 2 a.m. to come forward if they saw anything suspicious.
Well, yeah, that jives with what I found. So I talked to the professor. Um, seems like an okay guy. And he was translating and he had kind of and he kind of shows them like the squiggles that approximate like the general look of that handout. So this was his copy of some of the elements from that scroll and parts of his translation. He said it was all gibberish, something about being able to like transpose yourself across space and time.
Ruby laughs at the drawings. She's like, "You're pulling my leg, aren't you? You just
No,
scribbled that."
I mean, I did. This is not quite exactly what it looks like, but it was something like this. There was a couple of little, hexagons and some circles and a line between them. And then there was this squiggly pointy thing and like a circly thing up here with some symbols. It almost looked like Greek because it was from Greek. And like a black sun or something, almost looked like. And yeah, and these phrases, he who dwells at the heart of infinite and all, and the vessel must be whole. And there was this whole chant. I didn't copy down all of that, but it was like weird stuff, and this was his translation from Greek.
The translation of ancient Greece, or did he find a copy of Weird Tales?
I mean, I don't know. It sounds like something out of a fictional, you know, pulpy magazine thing. But yeah, that's what it was. And if this was the same scroll that got stolen, the only thing I could figure when I was talking to him is somebody thinks that that's real. I mean,
It would make sense. There's that knife. Tribal witch doctor might guide them into the spirit realm, and then whatever this is, the same kind of theme. So that could be something.
yeah. So somebody who's into crazy occult shit, I guess. That's all I can figure.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking along the same lines here because they said the knife was on display for 12 months. It was there for a year. If it had value, or if somebody was really looking for it, like one of the ancestors of the natives or whatever, they had a year to grab it. So whoever got this stuff clearly believes that the stories are real, right? Because you said they got special dimensional math, and then they got special spirit ritual daggers, but neither of them are worth anything. But the dude is, I assume it's a guy, is probably some kind of nerd or something, but he doesn't know Greek because he needed the translation. So that's
Probably
kind
one
of
of those Golden Dawn creeps living up in the hills somewhere. Their parents'
yeah.
money. And we're right in the middle of it. I just want to get back on my damn boat.
Yeah, this pirate must be some weirder that actually believes in this stuff. But imagine if we had access to this type of te access to moving long distances through gates. It helps so much with the bootlegging.
Yeah, that'll be a hell of a speakeasy. Kill yourself and step into the spirit realm. Drink all you want.
Hey, yeah, so O'Leary seemed to think it was a competitor, right? Do we have a competitor who believes in crazy stuff? I mean, I guess that would be another thing to ask at the bar tonight, see if anybody's heard anything like that. Because if he thinks that this could work, I mean, that would be a great way to rob a bank or something.
Yeah, that is true. Uh, I mean, do we really need to worry about it though? It's not like
Well,
it's real.
no,
Let
I
him
mean,
think.
I'm not worried about him as a competitor then because he's crazy, but we got this job to do. I figure if these things are worthless, we find this guy, we get the things back, we give them back to the proper owners, and give the reward money to our boss, and then he's happy, right?
Yeah, 100 simoleons. You might not be too happy with it, but it's what we can get, right?
Well, they're worthless. We
Well,
could sell these newspapers.
there was $100 reward for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that's, I mean, 100's 100.
Yeah, it's just because the eggheads want them back because they are historical and stuff.
Well, um, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure where to go from here. With finding the sticky guy. Um, he said there was a newcomer as well, but I mean, we don't have any info on him either, do we?
No, that's why we need to ask around. But at least now we know what was taken, and we have kind of an idea of the type of guy we're looking for. Some crazy person who would hire a cat burglar to do his work for him.
A quick question for the keeper. Do we know who are the competing mobs in the area, and if any of them are like, kind of interested in occult?
I would say none of them are interested in the occult.
Where do these occult types hang out usually?
Okay,
Besides their lodges up in the hills somewhere.
so Mordecai O'Leary is one of Danny O'Banion's lieutenants. That's who you work for. He runs most of the things in Arkham. The only thorn in his side is Joe Giuseppe Portello. Portello is he's pretty much his only rival in town, and he doesn't have any connections to the occult. And Portello is losing, so he wouldn't even probably take him seriously. He's on the downside right now. That is the only other big gang family in Arkham at the moment. O'Banion and the Portellos. But I don't think the occult would have even occurred to any of you before. This is all a new avenue for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
still
better
say
off.
we need to go to the the bar tonight, the speakeasy.
Um,
Maybe we find out who was talking to Sticky last.
yeah, that's the only lead. Spider will be there, and more patrons, and we're more likely to run into somebody who knows Sticky.
Sounds like a plan. I'm better at burning buildings down for the insurance money than I am hanging around school campuses. I mean, that's the only other place I think nerds like that would hang out.
All right, as this conversation goes on, the diner door opens and Nails O'Keefe walks in. He's a very small gangster. He's wearing the typical attire. It's very ill-fitting. You can say that he has a rat face as he looks down at the group and laughs at you all. Well, look who the cat drug in. What are you all doing here, not out in the streets?
We were just conferring about what we'd found so far.
Conferring, I see.
I get why the boss is upset that this happened on our turf and not without his say-so, but what we found out was everything that was stolen was completely worthless.
Well, the items may be worthless, but the insult to the boss was not worthless.
Oh yeah, no, I get it, like I said, but it's not like he's gonna, fence him for anything if we grab him back.
No, I imagine it will put him on the wall somewhere as a reminder for the next fool who crosses him.
Nails, right? Let me stretch your brain mind if I stretch your brain for a moment?
Sure, Ruby, go ahead.
Now, Arkham's got a reputation for, the spooky stuff. Like,
Sure, we all grew up hearing weird stories. Why not?
right. Now, this is what we found has taken a weird turn. Would
I
you
see.
know anybody? Do you know anything about anybody who's into magic?
Magic. I
Uh,
don't know nothing about that, and I don't know anybody who knows nothing about that.
right. Of course not. Of course not. But where would these kinds of people hang out? This is your city.
My best guess would be the Arkham Asylum. It's where all the nut jobs go, right? And he just laughs and he hits his knee, always laughing, having a good laugh.
Right. No bookstores you can think of that might spell
Bookstores.
anything. I'm gonna pick up like the drawing and like kind of show it to him. Bookstores where they might have books with stuff like this in the pages.
You
Any
guys,
ideas, Neil?
you guys sitting around wasting the boss's time sketching this nonsense?
Hey, it's not my fault that that's what the thing looked like that was stolen.
Kieran, you must have had your eyes crossed. You looked at this wrong.
No, no, I'm for real. That was it. Uh, pretty close. My lines are not as straight as the professor who originally copied it.
Yeah, this is way outside of what we would do. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, you don't think any of Portello's guys would have been into anything like this either, right?
Portello's. They're too busy licking their wounds right now. They wouldn't be sketching your weirdo stuff.
Well, they stole the original. They didn't have to draw it.
So you think the Portello stole it? That's what you're telling me.
No, no, I just, the boss thought it was a competitor. They're the only
Ah,
big game in town.
well, you gave
I
us
don't
proof
think it
of
was
that.
them.
We'd love to go down there in a car with our Tommy guns if you have proof of that. So that's all we would need.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, if we find out, I'll let you know. I mean, I'd love to take them on too.
You're welcome right along. So I heard you all went down to Sycamore's.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently Sticky wasn't much of a day drinker though.
Well, there is one more speakeasy in Arkham, as you should remember, right? The north side. Have you thought of that one?
Oh, hey, yeah. I mean, if he's, not working for our boys, maybe he's not drinking on our turf all the
Although
time.
that's probably a bad idea because that's for high class gangsters. You guys are a little low rent for that place. Never mind. And I'll keep the Tommy gun warm for you though. And he tips his hat and walks out.
Kieran looks a little bit offended. I am high class. I am high class.
That guy's always been a fucking prick. Walks by just to rub our noses in our failures. I got listen. I mean, just remember this. Just remember this. Uh, we don't work snitches. We're not cops. We don't got badges. So yeah, it's gonna take us a while to find somebody who's in the wind. So don't let that guy get in your head. Fuck him.
Yeah, I mean the boss gave us a week, so we've got a week. That's he says otherwise, not nails. All right. So what do you say? We do a bar crawl tonight to both places? Find out what we can find out?
Yeah, Ruby nods, says, I might want to pay a visit to the Portellos since I'm an outsider.
Yeah. Yeah, you should go there, not us, because they probably start some stuff with us. So if you want backup, I'll go with you. Just to prove to
Well,
nails.
sure, I wouldn't want to go alone.
All right.
Yeah, I'd end up getting in a shootout for sure. Maybe I'll head on back to where was it again?
Sycamore. Yeah.
What do we call it? Mave?
Sycamore.
Yeah, let's be maybe I'll head on over to Sycamore's again and wait for Viper. I mean, at least we can speak the low tongue to each other and be on the same page. Since we can't go to the hoity-toity upper class place. He's probably right though. I'd make a mess of that.
Yeah, I'll go check out Sycamore's as well.
All right.
We're going to the Portellos, right?
Do the Portellos drink at Northside?
It's just a place for high class gangsters. And the more well-to-do Arkhamites, like the politicians and rich businessmen. So it is possible that he could be in there. But he's
Okay,
also, currently in a war with the other guy and he's losing, so might not just be out in the open.
Yeah, I mean, I was just planning on
Ruby?
approaching the
I can
Portellos.
Yeah, I can probably point out to you, guys that aren't ours if we go in there and see any.
Right.
I talk to them. And if that doesn't pan out, then I'll be your backup and I'll hang back and you can go. I'm sure I know a haunted two of theirs. We've been in a fight with them for a while. Try and find some of Portello's boys you can talk to after that.
Okay, I guess we will go to the north side speakeasy unless what time are we advancing the time to? Because those guys have to wait till nighttime. When would you go to the north side speakeasy?
Probably not. If we're at like a little after lunchtime, probably not for a few hours. Late afternoon,
Mhm.
late evening.
I'll just throw out some times. Would you go at 4 o'clock?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I heard evening and afternoon there. All right. Yes.
I'm gonna say that Ruby's got Ruby's got her boat. It's called the Atlantic, tied up at a tied up at a dock. She's gonna go back to it, check up on it, just kind of hang out there for a while.
All right. And if she was worried about the threat of it being sunk, no, it has not been messed with. Everything is as it should be.
Yeah, she's gonna smoke a few cigarettes. She's got a she's got a Colt 1911, and it's got like sweetheart grip on it, and like there's just like this photo of her sweetheart Tabitha in it. She's wearing like a kind of a Turkish belly dancer outfit. She just kind of looks at it and smiles, unloads it, cleans it, reloads it, racks it. It's all working fine. So she tucks it back into her waistband and heads out at 4.
All right. Do you want a similar scene, Karen? Or are you just gonna go there?
Oh, Karen will just meet Ruby.
Alrighty, we'll move over to the north side speakeasy then. Okay, you arrive at the building. Getting inside, you guys are aware of this place, so you just brought it back to your memory. It's like an indistinct building. You have to pass through an unmarked basement door, and as you go down inside, the door is closed, and a little window opens, and you're looked at by the doorman, and he sees Karen. He says, "Well, you're dressed well, but you's a lady. The other's a lady. She's not wearing a pretty dress."
Um, she clears her throat and steps forward, and she says, "The name's Ruby Collins. I'm from Kingsport. Does that mean anything to you?"
It does not. You's a lady. You've got to wear a dress.
Hey, he's from out of town. She's here with me, and she's here at the behest of Mr. O'Leary on business.
Well, there is a dress code. Mr. Leary understands that.
Hey, forget about it. She just kind of puts her hands in her pockets and
Being awfully rude to the lady. How about you just, turn the other way and pretend you just saw two dudes, eh? And Kieran's gonna slip some money through the hole.
Hmm.
Or meet her eyes with me. Like I said, we're here on business for the boss.
And how much money are you giving him?
Let's see. How much do I have left?
You spent $2 of your
Yeah,
credit
I spent
spending.
$2. I probably spent like $1.50 in the bar earlier in the day. I say I'll give him $5. I got a spending level of 10 for the day.
Hmm. Says I need to see another 5 guys on top of that, if you know what I mean.
well, that's how it's going to be. It's not too hard. Ruby produces 5 crisp $1 bills.
Okay. And
Just
he
slides it.
greedily grabs it and
You
says, "Oh,
saw a couple of well-dressed gentlemen coming in, didn't you?"
of course I did. Enjoy your night, gentlemen, or your day, excuse me." And he opens the door and lets you two pass in. And as you enter, it is what it was promised. There were a bunch of high-class looking people, all in nice suits, and definitely peg some of what would you call them, the higher ranking gangsters in here. You see people were drinking even though it's 4 o'clock. What's the plan?
Well, so first things first, I want to see if I spot any of Portello's boys because she wants to talk to them.
No, you don't see any of them in here.
Kind of let her know that real quiet. And then go up and talk to the bartender.
He's polishing a glass and says, "How might I help you?"
Oh, just wondering if you've ever seen kind of little guy in here, not usually the clientele type for this place, but I wonder if he'd ended up here in here anyway. Sticky Jack.
I might have heard of him.
He ever actually come in and drink in here?
You might have. What you asking for?
Well, my boss is real curious what he's been up to lately. We've been hearing some strange rumors about him.
He definitely seems reticent to say anything. So basically, I'm looking for a social skill. Just word your thing that way. Make you roll.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to be nice. Can I do a charm?
Yeah, if you say charming words.
No, that's not gonna work. Come on. Just between us. I won't say who said anything. I might push this roll.
Alright.
And I'll also sweeten the pot for him. I've got about $1 left in my spending for the day.
All right. So your justification is you add $1 to your speech. Okay, I'll accept.
Oh, really? Exact same roll.
Holy
Okay.
crap.
I'm gonna get kicked out of this fancy bar.
You're out of your depth.
Yeah, I am.
You
I've
come in
already
here
made
speaking
that
all
bet.
these nice words, and he starts to wave towards the doorman to come over. Doorman's standing there with his arms crossed. Like, do we have a problem here?
I haven't done anything wrong.
Well, you done something to get me waved over. I don't get waved over often in this place.
I raise an eyebrow at the barman. I was talking real nice. I'm not creating a problem.
Leave immediately, or our friends will have to make you leave.
All right, I'm leaving.
Do you both leave without a fight? And to be
Um,
clear, you do see a bunch of angry-looking gangsters surrounding you.
Oh yeah.
well, wow, you really stepped in it, Kieran.
Yeah, that does not usually happen to me. They were
Christ
touchy
sake.
about something. All I had to do was say his name. You think he pissed somebody off besides O'Leary?
Waste of $5, didn't even get a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty upset about it. Sorry, Ruby. But there weren't any of Portello's boys in there, so at least none that I've ever seen before.
I was hoping I was hoping to maybe see if we could find any of those weirdo Golden Dawn, whatever, cult types. They're usually they're usually wealthier, right? Come to come to these fancy places and try to get people to join their weird sex religions.
I guess, yeah. I mean, you got to be pretty
I'm
bored
just
to be
spitballing here. I never think
right?
about this shit, but this is just what I hear.
Did I see anybody in there, keeper, who looked like they might be into weird stuff?
You just saw a bunch of high-looking class people in nice suits and pretty dresses, like the guy at the set front said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I let's go to a place where we can actually get a drink.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even see that Spider. You know Spider? You know about him?
Yeah. Yeah, I drink mostly at the Sycamore, so yeah,
Well,
we
I owe you one.
check on the boys and then we'll see if we can find some Portellos for you to shake down, maybe.
Okay, so then we will move time forward to say about 10 at night. We have arrived again at the Sycamore, and it's much more busy now. You can probably hear the jazz music playing. For
Oh,
like
it's
a
Bandit Dad.
While I'm walking in, I just wanted to look and see who's here. Maybe we could get a glimpse of Sticky or any weird cult looking types.
I don't believe you know what sticky even looks like, and
Oh,
no, there's no obvious cult weirdos. I don't even know what that would look like, but
okay.
everyone's just the gangster or the low-ranking gangsters that you would probably rub shoulders with often in your job.
Everyday working, salt of the earth types.
I think at this point, there would definitely be some drinking happening on the part of Lurch, and he would be searching around, or not searching, but surveying, looking for his opportunity to speak to Spider, since that's the only name he has.
All right, we'll say in the corner of the speakeasy, there's a bald man in a suit. He's got his fedora hat down on the table, and he makes eye contact with you three, excuse me, you four walking in because he was already tipped off to you. He waves you over.
Huh.
I hear you fellows are looking for me.
Yeah, that's right. We're on a little errand for the boss, and honestly, I'm already getting a little tired of it. But we're looking for anything on Sticky Jim, Sticky Ricky, what's his name? Sticky
Sticky
James,
Jack.
Jack.
You're
Sticky
talking about
Jack.
Sticky Jack Fulton?
Yeah, that gentleman there. Uh, I don't care one way or another for the guy, but boss wants to see him, make sure he understands the business. So I want to see him so I can make sure we got eyes on him. But I heard he's in the wind. It's kind of surprising because I doubt we were the boss's first choice. Um, he would have gone. He would have gone right to the source for the information. So something tells me uh, the leads are slim.
Well,
Anything.
the ways I hear it is you all owe the boss a favor, and that's exactly the boss's first choice. But at any rate, I talked to Jack just last week. He was boasting about pulling three jobs. He likes to boast, though. Said he was going after a book or something, maybe some papers about a professor. And, Jack talks. He goes in one ear, out the other.
He was saying this before he pulled the jobs.
Nope. He'd already done it, as he
Oh,
claims,
okay.
or so he claimed. If you can really make 3 jobs in one night, little sticky Jack, come on.
I had a hard time believing it too. It doesn't quite add up. They weren't exactly high value items, but they were definitely unique. That's for sure. And for a guy like that, no name, 3 jobs, one night. I mean, sheesh, I couldn't even break into the safe deposit boxes last week.
So, did Sticky say anything about who hired him?
No, yes, he did, but you know how this works. You're gonna have to do a little better than that. And he holds out his hand, and he's a little wavy with his fingers.
I'll give him $5. That sways him.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. Yeah, Jack told me not to tell a soul, but apparently somebody named Jacob Smith asked him to take the items.
God, sounds like a made up name, Jacob Smith.
Well,
Hope it's not an alias.
He's no Lurch, that's for sure.
Yeah, you gotta have a clever nickname.
That's right.
Jacob Smith. That's how many Jacob Smiths do you think are from
In
here
Arkham,
to Portland,
right
here
about
to Boston?
100,000.
Forget
Yeah,
about
no?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who's this Jacob Smith character? Somebody who's interested in strange occult artifacts and Greek scrolls and translations. Does any of this ring a bell to you, Mr. Spider?
He's like, well, I don't know nothing. And he kind of yells, yo, Fat Larry, get over here. And then you see a gangster, quite overweight and a very poorly fitting suit. And he waddles over. He's like, yeah. And he says, tell these guys about Jacob Smith. He says, like, well, I don't really know much about him, but I think he comes from the South and runs a church for high rollers on East College, East College Street.
Runs
That's
a
just
church for high rollers.
Yeah,
Preacher man.
a lot of money in them churches, I hear. We should branch out at some point.
Well, that's an idea.
Then Fat Larry leaves, and you're back with
Yeah.
Spider.
Did Spider the Sticky say where he was going?
Nope. After he came in here bragging, he left, and that was the last I saw of him since then. About a week ago.
Is it normal for him to disappear for a week since you haven't seen him?
I gotta be honest. I don't pay much attention to Sticky Jack. I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, shit. We're supposed to
Church man.
church.
Oh, wait,
Occult
everyone. It occurs to me he has a friend. I don't know why I didn't think of him, but and again, he's kind of loathsome. His best friend, I believe, is Greasy Spoon.
Greasy spoon.
Sticky Jack, Greasy Spoon.
Quite the pair,
There
aren't
you
they?
And what's his specialty?
I guess he just kind of, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no idea what this guy does.
Greasy Spoon doesn't say much. I mean, maybe he could
Maybe
be
he's very
pocket.
slippery. I don't know.
Yeah, he could be a con man, maybe.
Maybe he just needs to take a bath, and he laughs at his own joke.
Maybe he owns a diner. Who knows?
I don't think I want no Greasy Spoon serving me.
Where does this greasy guy hang out?
Yeah, he's usually applying his trade, we shall say, in the campus area. That's about all I know of this man.
Applying his trade. What's that?
Well, he's not like us. He's just a low-rent thief, not a proper gangster.
Okay, well, thief. Maybe I can dangle something out there as a little bit of bait. I can't promise that guy won't get stabbed or something though. Knowing me, I'm quick to escalate to violence, but maybe we can get our hands on him if I got a few bucks sticking out my back of my pants pocket.
He takes a look at Marty and says, well, just get the pug over there. Just tell him to leave a shotgun at home, maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like anybody would be too sad if Greasy Spoon broke a finger or something.
yeah. He might need to eat with a greasy fork.
Oh, man.
Eddie is not a wisecracker. His wisecracking skill is 4.
Everyone is laughing because it's so bad.
It's so awkward.
It was so bad. It became
What does that
funny.
even mean?
Yeah.
Maybe leave the jokes to professionals, Lurch.
Yeah, fair
I had a
enough.
long day when I am laughing at Lurch's joke. That was a good one. I liked it. All right. So, I knew we came to the right place, Spidey. You know everything.
I sure do for money.
Say this sticky did he say he got paid a lot for this job? Because it seems like the items are worthless.
You didn't tell me one bit about the money, just about.
Hmm.
Though I guess it was implied that he's being paid well, I suppose.
Maybe we'll go around the bar and kind of ask people about they know any greasy spoon.
I would say they probably just tell you differently worded versions of what he just told you. He's best friends
Right
with
on.
Jack. They worked together back in the years.
Does anybody have a description of either of these guys? Yeah, I think I would ask Spider. So what does Sticky actually look like? I mean, does he look sticky? I
He's,
only
uh,
know him by his rep.
he's just a thin little guy. It slips in and out of places. It's maybe late 40s, perhaps. It's got a nice little mustache, I suppose. I don't know. I don't like being around Sticky Jack too much to look at him too well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Not everybody can be pretty.
You are in the wrong line of work there, Keiran. Should have been a fashion model.
I need to find Algernon.
We are referencing our own games, guys. We have broke through.
Love it.
How about Greasy? What does he look like?
Well, as I said, I've never met the man. I have no idea. Although I don't think I really want to either with that moniker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
kind of makes you assume he looks greasy, but maybe not.
I guess we know sooner or later with Lurch's plan.
I mean, we could head on over and try to find the greasy spoon character, but I mean, is that really our only lead at this point?
We got Jacob Smith. He's a churchman, East College Street.
I feel like that. I feel like that's a better. I feel like that's a better bet.
It's the church is probably closed, so hopefully it'll be empty and might be easier to sneak in.
Well, sounds like maybe we need to do a little bit more talking to people. See if we can get them. See if we can get some information on where the guy may have gone or something. I'm not sure what we're gonna get by breaking into a church. Some holy water, a couple of Bibles.
And
Yeah.
he might have the items.
That's true. He might. I'm a Catholic though, and I consider myself a good one. So I'd rather avoid breaking into a church.
Yeah,
It would be good not to go in blind.
We can at
say
least,
Approach
take a
him,
look at the
maybe
joint.
learn something.
Yeah.
Spider. What denomination church does he run? This is Jacob Smith.
Oh, I don't know nothing about this church other than high rollers go there. I know Sticky Jack is a
They're
Catholic.
south. Probably a Baptist. They're Baptist down there, right?
In the south, yeah.
Never been south of Boston.
Wasn't Jacob Smith like the prophet of the Mormon Church?
Joseph.
Joseph Smith. Never mind.
No Mormons out here. What are you talking about?
He's so random. It's like he's in Utah. Go there.
Road trip.
Well, I say, since it's, nighttime, we go take a look at the church and just see what we see. I'm not saying we break in. I'm just saying we take a look at the place.
Yeah, fair enough. We might as
I
well.
haven't been there. I don't know anything about this church.
True. Actually, I think you're onto something. Because if it's the church for the type of clientele he's talking about, they might have a little high stakes collection plate going around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this would be good operating hours for something like that.
What if it's not really a church, but it's like a front for some of those high rolling occult weirdos.
Underground gambling is what I was thinking. Card room.
Could be that too. We don't know till we go. Anyway, I think we should just, just kind of walk by the place right now. Get a
Couldn't
feel.
hurt.
Just check it out.
Kieran
Alright.
will tip his hat to the spider and get the peoples outside if they are willing to go.
Yeah, I say we get to that.
And once we get outside, that is when Kieran will inform you, hey, we went to the North Side Bar, and all I did was say Sticky Jack's name, and those people got real uncomfortable.
Really?
Wanted us to leave, yeah. So I just want you to know, before we do anything else, that somebody has clocked that just from his name.
Well, it sounds like maybe we shouldn't go throwing his name around as casually as we have been then.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of wealthy folk at that other bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. And they're the clientele of this church. This is a connection here. So they may be, on the lookout for something to happen, or they may not be welcoming to us, is what I'm trying to tell you. So we need to be careful with that, because those are the powerful people, right?
It actually adds up. Spider was saying that he was running around bragging about it, so it seems like it would be pretty easy for word to get back to the victims of his crimes there. Maybe they're interested in Sticky Jack because he ran off with the stuff.
Oh, you think he just took the stuff and left? I don't know.
Either that or they were outbid. Who knows?
Oh yeah, maybe some of them were, or they just they don't want anybody talking about this because it's bad press for them, and they're,
For sure. But if his name is enough to get you kicked out, it would make sense that maybe all that bragging he was doing put a name to the actions. That's why you don't do that kind of thing.
Yep. Right.
3 jobs in one night, though. I don't know if I'd be able to keep quiet about that.
Yeah, fair enough. I might get to doing a little bragging too.
Can I get a listen roll from everybody?
I'm down for that.
Okay, let's see.
Yes, I got a 22 under 25.
Okay.
I failed with 36 out of.
Got a hard
Actually got a
success.
hard success, even though I can barely hear anything.
I failed.
I
All
don't,
right. Yeah.
Oh, I got it wrong. Actually, I passed 36 out of 40.
You guys are having this conversation outside of the sycamore, then you heard some off in the distance. You heard some noise that was implying somebody was listening in or attempting to listen in.
where's it come from?
It's coming from like down the street. Maybe they kicked something, or they were trying to stay quiet.
Yeah, since I succeeded, do I have like a good idea of like if this is like close enough for me to go chase the guy down, or?
Yeah, especially the hard success. It's in within walking distance.
All right. I'm just gonna start running in that area, and then I don't think Eddie would be able to help himself. He's gonna be like, "Hey, hey," just like call out to the guy, hoping that like he'll maybe like freeze or be intimidated.
Ruby's actually really fast, so she's gonna start running too.
Sweet.
And that's my reaction to you guys running somewhere. I'm gonna run after you.
Do you follow the crowd, Pug, or no?
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna try to figure out who this is.
All right, let's say down the street she was trying to conceal herself. You see a woman pop out. She has bright green eyes, a Romanish nose, and she has her short hair up in a bob, and she's a bit startled, and she stares at all of you as you're running down at her. And she walks into the open where you can clearly see her.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And then she composes herself. I'm Susie Kempson. I'm a journalist. I heard there were some strange people asking for back issues of the paper, and I've been tracking it down, thinking there was a lead here. Can you help me?
When you're a journalist, do they give you any I don't know, any training on how to be streetwise? Because of certain people whose conversations you shouldn't listen in on.
You know, mister, they want me to do all these silly fluff stories. If I as a woman in the world, I got to get out there and make it happen myself. I'm aware you're probably gangsters, and she whispers the word, but maybe you can help me. What's the story here?
Ruby kind of nods and she says, "Well, I'd be happy to help you, but you've got to share, but you've got to give us something.
And
What do
what is this
you know
something?
about these? What do you know about? I'm guessing that you wrote some of these stories about the break-ins,
No, they
and
wouldn't
I'm
let me
guessing
write this. I'm just out here on my own trying to follow it up myself, see if I can break the full story.
well, not everything you write gets into the papers, you know. So if you want anything from us, maybe you should offer something yourself, something that the public wouldn't know.
Maybe better off start with what you know.
I'm gonna do an intimidate roll.
Okay. I will set your activity. She's
He's
already
just gonna
probably
kind of
on
say,
edge as four gangsters are staring down at her.
maybe he's just gonna like fold her arms, and she says,
Mhm.
"That's not." She's just gonna kind of chuckle and say, "That's not how it works out. That's not how it works in this world. You want to come to us and ask for something? You better give us something good."
Trust me, lady, it's easier to pay up front. You don't want to end up owing a favor.
I can put some luck into that, make it a success.
All right. At first, she doesn't seem scared, and she looks around at the other three, and maybe she reevaluates her position in the world here really quick. It's kind of lucky for her in a way as well. And it's like, all right, all right. I know that a dagger was stolen. I know that the Greek papers were stolen. I know that there was a translation stolen. I've talked to some lower end gangsters. You guys are pretty talkative, I gotta say, for all your scariness here. Just gotta slip a couple dollars here and there. You guys start talking.
Keep going. You haven't told us anything that's not in the papers.
Well, she kind of looks a little weird because I don't know anything. It's not the papers. I was hoping you could help me. I'm trying to, my break here.
Okay. Why don't we excuse me, not to be rude, but I'd like to confer with my partners here. Maybe we can figure out something. Don't go running off now.
You sure I can't just go home?
I mean, you can, but if you want to work a deal, let me take my partners aside here, and we'll go ahead and have a little chat real quick. There might be something that you could do for us.
All right, she stands there all nervously. She's not gonna run. She's mechanically made your roll.
I will try to step away with whoever's gonna come on over, and just make the suggestion that maybe we put her on Jacob Smith, or maybe we put her on Sticky, or not Sticky, Greasy Spoon. Maybe we can use her in some way to get information um, while we're
I
doing
like the
something.
way you're thinking.
Yeah.
I think maybe a church man like Jacob Smith might be more willing to talk to a pretty young journalist than the likes of us.
Certainly more than me.
Yeah, and she might maybe she'll be able to look through the back catalog on info in the church.
Oh yeah. Because we just found out about this guy.
Yeah. So should we have her? Should we have her go through the back catalogs, or should we have her go try to interview the guy? He might not be. Assuming he's there at the church. I wouldn't expect he'd be particularly talkative right now, but maybe we could set an appointment if they're doing
Yeah.
underground things. You know what I'm saying?
I think we have her talk to him and we have her tell us when she's going to be interviewing him. Hey,
Sounds
know,
good.
know where he is then.
Yeah, we got a week.
That sounds good. Yeah, and we can have her do, her homework on him too and tell us what she finds. Because if she wants to pursue a big story, I mean, if there is a big story here, it probably has to do with him, right?
Yeah, logical.
Win-win.
Great. I say we do it. Any objections?
Nope. In meantime, we
Solid
can
plan.
Already start strolling back over to her.
Mm-hmm. Then they're still standing there, still looking a little nervous. Looks up at you. Well,
So
what'd you come up with?
what we want to do is we want to have you set up an interview. If there's going to be a big story around this, we got a sneaking suspicion it's going to be involved somehow centered around Jacob Smith. You may know him from that new church that's cropping up down south a little bit of ways from here.
You want me to get an interview with this man?
Yeah, see what you can find out about them, about the organization. These churches spring up overnight. They get a certain vogue, a certain popularity amongst the elite, and before you know it, they got a nice, new church rivaling the Sistine. You know what I'm saying? Where's all that money coming from? I'd say there's probably a story there. You'd be helping us. You'd be helping yourself, and we could fill you in a little bit more on what we found. But I think we'll keep that under our hats for now. Once that interview's done, we'll meet back up with you. Why don't you go ahead and uh, Ruby, maybe you got a number she can call you at or something.
She says, "I don't have a telephone, but you can always. I'll be at my boat." And she gives a description of the Atlantic and where it's docked. She says
Okay, go ahead.
that I'll be spending a lot of my days there.
And she writes it down, says, I will.
Yeah. So we want to know, if you are able to get an interview with him. We want to know about, that you've got that set up. And if you find anything in the backlog of your paper about him and his organization. And we'll let you know if we find a connection. Right now, we don't got anything solid. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But there's something here. Your instincts are good, kid, but we got to help each other if you want to get a big byline out of this.
All right, can I consider all contacts? And she looks very eager.
Listen,
As long as we're anonymous contacts, yeah.
Oh, anonymous, of course. I'm not going to name. She kind of whispers, kind of a bunch of gangsters in my report.
Yeah,
I
no,
prefer business.
we can work together, I think.
All right, so I will do some digging through the back archives, and I guess tomorrow I'll go down. It just get kind of late.
Oh, yeah.
And what are you guys going to be doing? Can I ask that? Am I allowed to ask that?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. Got it. All right. And she walks off. Let's just stop her. All right, she's gone down the street somewhere.
So she's either going to find something or she's going to get in trouble or both.
Yeah, she might get herself a pair of cement shoes if she's not careful. She's not very stealthy to be poking around like that.
This is not our next one in line.
Well, if she lets us know beforehand, like we asked, we can try to give her a legit angle. I really do think we should go over there and just, see what the hell this building is. I ain't ever been there.
Yeah, we can still do that.
Yeah, we can do that tonight, and then we can try and look for Greasy Spoon when the campus is active tomorrow, because they ain't gonna be working, and there's nobody there to probably pick pockets from.
Yeah, that makes sense. Burglary, pickpockets. I would imagine he's doing something shady. You don't normally get a name like Greasy Spoon by putting your hands on people. That's kind of implies that he's a less than savory character in all respects. So why don't we go ahead and roll on by the church, see if it's a happening scene at 10:30 at night. That would be interesting.
That would be right weird.
Probably at the time ahead,
Midnight
maybe.
masses. I hear that's what those cultist types do.
Might move the time ahead to 12 a.m. That's a lot of talking and stuff. It's now midnight. You have going down to the did I say it was the south end? Do it. Arkham's too big. Yeah, south end.
East College.
Yeah.
East College. There we go. Okay, yeah. You wander around in the dark, and then you're all Arkhamites here, or well acquainted at least, and you do find the temple outside the door. There's a painted sign that reads, "Temple of Hope. Come forth, sinners, and embrace hope." And then, if you were to walk up to the door, next to that door, you see that there are daily prayer meetings at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. And as for the place itself, there's nothing happening. It is dead. There's nobody here. Everything's very quiet.
What kind of building is this, Keeper? Does it have?
It's a Georgian townhouse that the temple, I guess, is run out of.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a big fancy church. Like they didn't take the for like some.
No, so the talk of high rollers doesn't really match, I guess.
It's kind of low key for what I was picturing, huh?
Yeah, maybe that's the point. Uh, I was kind of imagining something different too.
On the other hand, it's since it's being run out of regular house. I mean, they got windows. You're gonna take a little walk around this building here and just see what I see.
Yep, you can walk around. I guess the lawn is well maintained, and all the windows have heavy curtains in front of them at this time.
Oh, of
And
course.
everything is just entirely closed out and shut down.
Is there any sort of religious iconography at all, um, Keeper, or is it literally just those words on the sign?
It's literally just that sign. Like if you were just to walk by this place without that sign being there, you would never think this was a temple.
That doesn't tell us anything at all.
Might be worth paying this place a visit during one of those prayer meetings.
It might be, seeing as how it's not necessarily a real church. I wouldn't necessarily have qualms uh, about parting the Red Sea. Getting past these doors here, but that could be quite a risk. If somebody is inside there behind those thick curtains, uh, we kind of throw everything out. We throw the baby out with the bathwater. No chance we're getting our interview tomorrow.
And where are you all standing right now? Did you go back up front?
I would imagine that I'm a little bit farther away. I wouldn't be like at the
Okay.
house.
You're across the street.
Yeah, it'd
Scoping out.
probably be at the end of the block.
All right.
Yeah, down the street a bit or something.
Kieran was doing a walk around, and where's Pug?
But I would like look around the building as well, but then
Okay.
like kind of cross the street after him then.
Yeah, I'm not lingering in front of the place. I just
All right.
wanted
As Kieran
to.
completes his walkabout, the front door opens, and a very quite normal looking person walks out, then locks the door and starts walking down the street.
Does this look like? Is this a gentleman? Could this be Jacob Smith?
I don't believe you were given his description, so you wouldn't know.
No.
I'm gonna, I'm just gonna like kind of look to the others and like do like a hand gesture for like walking hand gesture, and then kind of tilt my head towards the man walking.
Yeah, he's not walking very quickly. He's not bothered by anything, so if you want to catch up to him, you could right now.
Is he walking in my direction or away from it?
He is walking down the street away from, I guess, where you guys were at.
All right.
You think we should tail him?
How good are you guys at stealth? I have a 40.
I'm not. I'm not a super sneaky guy. I mean, contrary to my appearance and profession, uh, you know,
Ruby definitely doesn't sneak around. She's upfront about stuff, so
Yeah,
she probably
Karen.
wouldn't be doing a tailing.
I mean, we could. I mean, if our little reporter contact does the digging, I'm sure she could find out wherever he's going to. Right? Hopefully, that'll be something easy for her to find. I don't want to. I don't want to blow the whole thing too soon.
Yeah, I'm afraid we kind of, especially all four of us trying to follow him, we were gonna get found out. Unless only one or two people go. But if he's leaving the place, did he like turn off the lights when he left?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm assuming it's empty. We could take the opportunity to search the place instead. If we have a better luck with that.
What would we be looking for? You have any idea? The items, maybe? I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know how I feel about this going in
I mean,
going
I
in
thought
completely blind. We ought to, if we were gonna do that, we ought to at least canvass the place first, right?
Well, I walked around and I gotta tell you, there's not a window open in the whole place in terms of like being able to see in. They don't want people to see whatever's in there. They
Yeah,
want it
let's.
to look like just a normal house, and who knows what's in there. I mean, do people normally lock up their church at midnight and walk out?
Guys, just about to reach the distance where you won't be able to catch up to him easily. Are you letting him go, or you chase or tracking him, or whatever?
Just gonna. Pug is the one with the high stealth, right?
I-
At 40%.
Yeah, that's. I'm just gonna. Ruby's just gonna turn to Pug and say, why don't you go after him? Just see where he's going.
All right, I'll try. But I don't want him to know who we are yet. and so if he sees me, I
Alright,
might just
don't
run.
don't don't follow so close. Just don't let him see your face, okay? Come on.
All right. I'll bring my collar up and like bring my hat down, and I'm gonna give it a try.
Alright, you're rolling stealth to track or follow the van quietly. Go ahead.
It turns out I have a 40 in stealth as well, but I'm not going to try it.
Okay, 44, but I'm gonna spend a luck. So I spent 4 luck to make
Alright.
it a regular success.
All right, you follow him, this man, a little ways, and he takes you around Arkham for a bit, and he steps into to an alleyway, and he's standing there with you succeeded, so he's standing there with another man with him, and that's what you see, two men in the shadowy Arkham alleyway.
I'm gonna try to listen, see if I can pick out what you're saying.
Yeah, roll your listen.
39 out of 40, just me.
Yeah, you just barely hear the other guy whisper, "He's almost here."
Okay, it's interesting. I'm gonna just hide and like wait and see if anybody else shows up.
Okay, you wait for some time, and no, the two men just standing there. It seems like they're waiting as well.
Oh, for you.
You did succeed at your stuff, so you can still disengage if you wish.
I want to continue waiting, see if anybody shows up.
I think at this point I would require other stuff because we're gonna keep going
Okay.
here.
Ooh, nice. Actually a 2 this time. So that's yeah, that would be extreme success.
All right, and then you see that they clearly have some kind of bladed weapon in their at their side, and they are pretty clearly at a combat stance, probably waiting for you.
Ah, crap.
But you are still in stealth. You can walk away with no penalty right now, or you can fight them
I
if you really
didn't.
wish.
Okay. At this point, I I don't want them to know who I am. Um, and they already know I'm here, so but at least I know where they went. So I'm gonna sneak away and go back to the others, wherever we're meeting. Maybe I could go to the boat or wherever we're meeting.
Okay, but to be clear, it was just some random alleyway. It wasn't like their hideout or anything that they led you to. They were leading you to an ambush.
Oh, okay, damn it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You didn't find anything. You just avoided being attacked.
okay, yeah. I'm getting out of there.
We can say this whole thing took like a half an hour, but the other people have waited there, or did they move on?
That's a good question because I think it's suspicious to just hang out in a
Mm,
residential area. We probably should move along.
Let's take a constitutional, let's walk around the block in the other direction.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
all right. So I guess Pug, if you were going back, the other three were gone now. All I heard was go follow the guy. I didn't hear a plan to meet up somewhere.
Yeah, no, we don't have a plan to meet up. My plan is to, just like casual walk along the street, like we're headed somewhere, and we're just gonna kind of loop back around.
Yeah, I'm just gonna loop around just to see if I see them.
No, it seems like they stayed behind. Perhaps they weren't really sure if you were ever really there. You did get a pretty good roll, extreme success, so they probably thought they lost you. And I guess in
I,
your loops, I guess eventually you would meet up.
Mm. Yeah, but when I meet up with them, I'll tell them like I believe I successfully followed them, but somehow they knew I was there and they um they were waiting for me with daggers. And at this point, I don't want them to know who I am, so I just left them.
All right. All right. Well,
daggers collected but stolen from a museum.
Oh, right. Did the daggers look interesting? They were just like regular daggers,
Yeah, they were just regular daggers, and they both had one.
but
so what
yeah.
that tells me is that they saw us casing the place, and they sent somebody out, hoping they'd be followed. You don't think they saw you, right?
I don't think they saw us. They may have seen us scoping out the place. I guess we didn't particularly roll, but like when the guy was leaving the building, he I guess a question for your keeper, like he might have seen us, like some guys like on the other side of the street.
Yeah, I
No,
feel like
he didn't give any indication that he did. He just opened the door, locked it, walked away.
Yeah, I suppose maybe they send somebody out to bait us.
Let's go home.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't want to go in there now.
Yeah, what are you thinking? I have an idea. Maybe we could try to attend the service next morning at 10, and hopefully they don't actually know what we look like. And afterwards we can try to meet with the journalist to see if she found anything new.
Yeah, you got what you said though has got me a little freaked out. If it's possible that he noticed us and he's playing it cool, if I show up tomorrow, I think it's too much. I want to back off. I want to let our little reporter contact do her thing. Um, I'm just gonna lay low for a bit. I think until at least until we hear back from her. I'll tell you, I'll definitely hang around. The speakeasy. I'll be findable there. Uh, and if worse comes to worse, I'll see if I can find you down by the marina or something. See if we can. Is it, I mean, I'm sure I can come across one of you.
So we do still need to get in contact with Greasy Spoon.
Oh yeah, there's that whole thing. We can definitely do that
We
tomorrow.
can do that tomorrow. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's leave this church alone for now. Hopefully she, can tell us what she found in the backlog and if she is able to get an interview.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Um, I think I agree that we should stay away from the church for now. We'll head on down. I'll bring a couple of bucks with me. I'll make sure that my wallet, clearly has a couple simoleons sticking out of it, and see if I can get my hands on as weird as it is to say, a greasy spoon.
Oh, what do you guys think about maybe we could ask Susie if she wants to attend the service to see if is there anything strange about the service, and she can ask them before an interview afterwards.
Well, I think she knows what she's doing.
Okay, yeah. So,
She'll
Uh,
probably she'll probably be able to be a good asset to us. Ruby's plan for next time is she's just gonna kind of hang out at her boat because that's the place
mhm.
where they arranged for Susie to meet.
great. We'll meet at the college tomorrow then. Try to find this greasy spoon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing we need to do next. And then we'll wait to hear from the reporter girl.
Great.
All right,
Awesome.
that's where we'll end it. Our criminal investigators are convening for the night, and Susie Kempson will give them their information tomorrow, perhaps, and we'll learn more about the church. Thanks, everybody. That was a lot of fun.